Hello everybody, it is Voodoo here, and I am going to be doing a midweek update right now, and today is actually, what is the date? Thursday, January 3rd of 2013. I haven't done a midweek update in a very long time, but some recent developments have happened in the middle of this week that were unforeseen, and therefore I need to make an update telling you guys where I'll be, what I'm doing, and once again why there's a delay in um, resuming playthroughs of my games. I'm actually going to be going on a vacation this weekend. I'm going to Memphis, Tennessee, to see my sister because I actually haven't seen her in over a year, and she's been living in Memphis for a few years now. I've never actually been there to see her. I've never been able to go, and my parents have gone, but this time I will be able to go. So I'm leaving tomorrow on Friday. I will be returning home on Sunday, so it's just a couple day visit. I don't know if I'm going to be taking any movies. I guess it depends what we do, where we go. If we go, like, do anything in Memphis, downtown, or anything like that, then I'll probably take a couple of videos, but there's a very good chance that we're just going to stay in my sister's house and visit with her and just kind of relax. And obviously, if we do that, then there's no point in taking any videos. So that's what I'll be doing this weekend. Now, I've had a couple of days this week where I could have resumed my playthrough of Dishonored. I decided not to do that because after I figured out that I would be going to Memphis this weekend, I figured that not only would I not really have a lot of time to upload those videos anyway, so even if I took videos and resumed my playthrough, you wouldn't know about them for a while, because I'm going on vacation, so I wouldn't have time to upload the videos. Plus, once again, it looks like next week, which is, believe it or not, my last week of being on semester break. Oh, excuse me. Next week is looking like it's going to be extremely busy for me, and it's really not a surprise because usually the last week, of a big vacation for me is very busy because there's a lot of things that I need to get done before I go back to school. I usually use that week to go around and visit with all my family and everybody, one last time before I go back to school. And there's some other things that I need to take care of that week coming up. So it looks like next week I won't really be able to do any playthroughs again next week, and because of that, again, I didn't want to start playing a game again for like 1 or 2 days and then all of a sudden have to put it down for another week and a half. So it's looking like there's a very good chance I will not be resuming my playthroughs until school starts back up, but usually for me that's when I do most of my playthroughs, is when school is in session, because as I've explained in times past, a lot of times I find myself with less time during the day or during the week when I'm on vacation and don't have school than when I am, in school. And it hasn't necessarily been that way for me this break, but what it's been for me this break is I haven't been healthy. I mean, I had surgery right when I got out of finals week. It took me it took me about a week and a half to get 100% back from that. And then as soon as I was getting ready to get back full swing from my surgery, I got sick right for Christmas, and up until around New Year's is when I started feeling 100% again, which was just this past week. So I really just haven't been healthy enough to do playthroughs this break, and now that we're at the end of the break, I'm finding myself being busy again. So kind of unforeseen circumstances to where I was planning on resuming a lot of these playthroughs this break. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that until school starts back up in a couple of weeks. But once it does, once I'm there at school, I really don't have anything to do when I'm home from class other than, homework occasionally or study for tests or whatever it is. But usually, I get home from class at a decent hour, and then I have a lot of free time at that point, especially early in the semester when it's not test time yet. To kind of do stuff, and I don't have any obligations around the house. I don't have any family to visit because I'm not by any family. So that's usually when I have my most free time, and when I'm, when I can easily, do gameplay, and also I have the school's internet to take advantage of to quickly upload videos. So that's looking like when that's going to happen, and my first day of the new semester is Monday, January 14th. So that week is probably when I'm going to be resuming playthroughs. Now the good thing about that is I've already said that I'm going to not be doing a filmed playthrough of Assassin's Creed 3. So what I might do is this week coming up, when I have some free time, I might be playing Assassin's Creed 3 off camera, just to have something to play while I'm waiting to resume playthroughs. So that means that I only have Dishonored, Borderlands 2, and that little bit of Darksiders 2 to finish up. And the good news is I'm not doing a filmed playthrough of a game in 2013 until February when Dead Space 3 comes out. So I have some time, but again, I'm not going to rush it. As I've said before, I'm making changes to my channel, which are already in place now as it is 2013, to where I'm going to be taking my time. I'm not going to be killing myself trying to play a bunch of these games. So if I don't get the games done before Dead Space 3, oh well. There'll be plenty of time between games this year to finish up stuff that I have left over from last year, since I'm not going to be doing like a top 10 games of the year award or anything like that, because there's a lot of games this year that I didn't play. I mean, big releases like Mass Effect 3, Sleeping Dogs, a bunch of big releases this year that I didn't play. Therefore, I can't fairly do a top 10 games. And actually, I was looking over the games that I played this year. I don't even have 10 games that I would put as the 10 best games of the year. I could only find like 8 games that I thought were even really good this year. So there's no point in doing that, so what's the rush? You know what I mean? I did upload a video, which I'm sure you've seen if you've checked the channel, of some fireworks from around my neighborhood on New Year's. Go check that out if you haven't. It looks pretty cool in the new HD with the fireworks and everything, just kind of a New Year's video. That's my first video of 2013, so be sure to go check that out. But yeah, I will be back with a channel update, a normal channel update, next week. That's either going to be, well, it should be on Monday, because I'm coming back on Sunday. I have this in my head that I'm coming back Monday for some reason, but I'm not. I'm coming back on Sunday, so I should have the channel update up maybe as early as overnight Sunday night, or maybe Monday. A normal channel update where I'll explain everything and what's going on with next week. Something that I do have to get done, which I'll be looking to get done next week, is my Voodoo's Verdict on Far Cry 3. And the only reason I haven't done it yet is because I haven't played the co-op or the multiplayer. And I actually tried one night, I think last week, to do them, but the servers were really acting up, and they weren't letting, the game was running extremely slowly. I couldn't find a match to do for co-op, so it may be something where I just watch a playthrough of, I've already seen some of the gameplay from the multiplayer, and I may just watch honestly a playthrough on the internet of the co-op of Far Cry 3, since it's not that long, just to get a gist of it so that I can review it, because to be honest, that's definitely not the meat of the game. The meat of the game is the campaign, which I've thoroughly played. I'm definitely ready to review that. That's really what you're going to buy the game for. The co-op and the multiplayer are just kind of, in the game, to be honest. So people who are going to be watching my Voodoo's Verdict are going to be asking, about the campaign. I don't think that the co-op or the multiplayer is going to make or break if somebody buys the game, so I may just watch it on the internet so I can get the review out next week, so look for that, because I'm going to try to do it. I still will play the co-op at some point, because you can do local co-op, so when I go back to school, maybe I can play the co-op with Dave and Tyler or whatever, just to get the achievements, but I want to get that review out before I forget everything I want to say, so I'm going to try to do the Voodoo's Verdict for Far Cry 3 next week. As far as the podcast, The Ritual goes, I haven't had a chance to do it, and I'm not going to have a chance to do it next week. The first episode of that will be within the last couple weeks of January, okay? So I really haven't even had time to sit down and start planning out, what it's going to be yet, or the first episode, what we're going to talk about. So I need to sit down and be able to do that, and look for that episode. Probably around the end of January is when I'm going to target the first episode of the Ritual podcast. So be looking for that. I'll have more information on that as the time approaches. So I guess that's really all I need to say. This was a midweek update. Wanted to let you guys know what was going on, why the gameplay is continuing to be delayed because of unforeseen circumstances, that I'm going on vacation this weekend, and so forth. And there may be some videos that I take this weekend and upload next week. Like I said, it really depends what we do. If we go out in Memphis, or if we just stay inside, will depend if I have videos or not. So Stay tuned for that, and again, I'll have much more information for you in my normal channel update, which will be sometime over Sunday night or Monday. So be sure to tune in and watch that for all the up-to-date information, okay? So thank you guys very much for watching this midweek update. I will see you in a few days with the channel update, and I'll have more information and we'll go from there, alright? So I hope everybody's had a really good first couple of days of 2013, and everybody's starting the new year off right. I will see you guys very soon, so stay tuned, and I promise you gameplay is coming with the new HD camera. I just have to get to a point where I can actually sit down and focus on what I'm doing instead of being torn and going all over the place. And you know, I need to get 100% healthy finally, and we can go from there. So I'll see you guys in a couple days. Be good, and peace out.